I'm making this video to demonstrate the settings and the indicators on the Sonicare HealthyWhite Plus. This is model number HX8911, but I expect that the same settings will be on similar models that have the same switches and indicator lights. Some of these things look pretty straightforward, and others are non-intuitive. I have run into multiple occasions where the toothbrush started doing something different than it did before. I must have accidentally hit a switch that changed the setting and didn't know what was going on and how to get it back. So I thought it would be useful to demonstrate the settings and indicators with a short video. So this is the toothbrush. When I take it off the charger, you can see these three indicator lights at the top. They're the intensity lights. This is whether it's either in clean mode or white mode, and that's the battery indicator. The battery indicator is also used to indicate when you're toggling other settings, when you're in setting changing mode. So I'm going to put it back on the charger. Before we start, I want to point out one more thing. Some of the settings are made with the handle off the charger, and some of the settings are changed with the handle on the charger. Again, this is not intuitive. You just need to know which position the toothbrush needs to be in, whether it's on or off the charger when you make the change. So, let's start out with what is pretty straightforward. You have a button here which is your power switch. They call it power/mode switch because the power switch is also used to change modes. These are your intensity buttons. It's a green rocker button. The top has a plus, the bottom has a minus. That's for changing the intensity of the brushing. And basically, they're your only two switches, three if you consider each position of the rocker switch a different switch. Let's start with something easy. When you lift the toothbrush off the stand, the lights come on. You can see all three lights are on here. That means it's in highest intensity and it's in clean mode, and a steady green light showing that the battery is fully charged. So let's review these things as far as the intensity. If I go down one, pressing the minus button once, it goes to two lights across the top, which is medium intensity. If I hit the minus again, it's one light, and therefore it's low intensity. If I hit the low again, nothing happens. It's already in the lowest position. Same thing, if I hit the plus button, it moves it up once. I hit it again, it moves it up again. If I hit it a fourth time, there's nowhere else to go. It just stays at high intensity. When the toothbrush is running, you can listen to the different sound of the different intensities. So if I turn it on, and then I go up to medium intensity, this is low right now. Now I go up one more to high. It gets louder, and if you feel it, it's vibrating with more force. Okay, so I just pressed it again to turn it off. All right, so we've just changed the intensity down and up, and we used the intensity switch to do that, plus and minus. We use the on-off button to turn it on and turn it off. Okay, so let's talk about changing modes. So there are two main modes here. One is clean mode, which is what it's on now, and the other is in white mode. What that means is clean mode will have a 2-minute run time, and depending on whether you have the timer on or not, every 30 seconds it'll briefly change tone, letting you know to switch the area that you're cleaning. So if you start the bottom teeth, inner side for 30 seconds, bottom teeth, outer surface 30 seconds, upper teeth, inner surface 30 seconds, upper teeth, outer surface 30 seconds. If you switch the mode to white mode, it'll go through all the 4 cycles, 30-second intervals for the clean mode cycle, but it will add 30 more seconds to 15-second intervals where you can clean the front of the lower teeth and the upper teeth to provide additional whitening of the outer surface of the teeth. So, how do you toggle from clean mode to white mode? All right, when you make that change, your toothbrush must be off the charger, and you have to hit the power button, or in this case it'll be a mode button. You press that twice, and you have to do it within 2.5 seconds for it to recognize it as a command to change modes. You can see it's in clean. If I press it twice quickly, you see it changed to white mode. Now that it's in white mode, if I want to change it back to clean mode, I have to press this twice quickly again, and it will go from white mode to clean mode. Okay? Again, remember, to make this change, it has to be off the charging stand. I'm going to put it back on the charging stand now. Okay. The toothbrush has a function called Easy Start. This starts the toothbrush with a very gentle vibration, mild, and over the first 14 brushings, it gradually increases the intensity until you get to the 14th brushing, after which it remains at high intensity, or at least the intensity that you've set it at here. They recommend you only do that when you first get the toothbrush to get used to the sensation of what that brush feels like if you're not used to an electronic toothbrush. So the question is, how do you set that? So to change that, you need to change that while it's resting on the charger. So what you do is you're going to press this power button, in this case it'll be used for changing modes, and hold it down for 2 seconds. That will toggle the Easy Start function, and if you see 2 beeps, or hear 2 beeps, and the battery indicator light flashes green twice, that means Easy Start mode has been turned on. If it flashes once and the flash is yellow at the battery indicator light, that means Easy Start's off. So it's on the charging stand. I'm going to press and hold the power button for 2 seconds. You saw the battery indicator flash twice, and that means Easy Start's on. If I want to turn Easy Start off, again, with the handle on the charger, make sure your charger's plugged in. It doesn't work if the charger's not plugged in. You hold it again, and it flashes once yellow. That means easy start is off. Okay, so let's talk about the battery indicator light when you want to know the charge status of the battery. So when I lift the toothbrush off the handle, I see a solid green light. So solid green means that there's a full charge. If this were flashing green, that would mean there's a moderate charge. And if it flashes yellow, that means the charge is low. If you hear 5 beeps and see a flashing yellow, that means you've got to recharge it. And if it gets really low, it'll just turn itself off. Okay. So the timer that occurs, and I'll let this run through one cycle for those who don't have one or haven't done it yet, to hear the timer. So I'm turning it on. You can hear the buzzing. 30 seconds into this, you'll hear it change tone for a second. Well, it didn't change tone, and that must mean that when I was playing around with the settings, I must have turned the timer off. So how do I turn the timer back on or toggle the timer? It's either on or off. So to toggle the setting from on to off or off to on, what you do is you keep the handle in the charger. You press the intensity down or the minus button for 2 seconds while it's on the charger. And you saw right there that this thing flashed once, yellow. That's saying that the timer is off. And then if I do it again, that means 2 beeps, flashing green twice, it's on. And then there's one other feature that you have the option to use called a charger confirmation feature. So when you put your handle back on the charger, normally there's no sound. It defaults to no sound. But and even if there is no sound or any other indicator, you do see the lights. You'll see this thing well, it's really not doing anything here now. But if I want this to beep for a second, when I put it on to confirm that I've got it on the charger and it's charging, I can set it by, while it's on the charger and the charger's plugged in, press the intensity up button, which is the plus button. If the 2 beeps, and there's 2 beeps and it flashes green, that means it's on. So what does that mean? When I put this thing on the charger, you heard those 2 beeps real quick. Just confirming that it's on the charger and it's charging. Do it one more time. Okay. If I want to turn that off, again, it's hold while it's on the charger, press the plus button for 2 seconds, and now it's off. So again, a lot of these settings to me are non-intuitive. I thought maybe it would be helpful if you could see it and maybe clear up some of the confusion of this toothbrush. I'm going to try this thing one more time with it on to see if the timer is back on. Let's see. We'll time this for 30 seconds. Oh, see, the battery in my clock back there is off. So we'll just wait and see. Because I like to hear that timer. It's helpful to know when to change it so you can evenly brush the different areas of the teeth the same amount of time. Alright, so it's on now. You heard that brief tone change indicating it's time to switch to a different surface of the teeth. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, just add them in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like these kind of videos, subscribe to my channel.